Alright, I don't think I'm going to have a recap for today because it was a bank holiday and nothing really happened today on Friday. There's not really much I think I need to study. But as far as this week goes, I think this week was a really good week to study. Thursday was a pretty rough day for me. I lost about $300. I lost $400 initially and then I made 100 back. And even then, I shouldn't have tried to make that money back. That was stupid as well. So I should kind of want to go into this week. I want to talk about just the structure of it in general, and then I also want to talk about my performance and how I could have done better and how I could have avoided my losses. And then I'm going to carry all this into next week, and we're going to do better. All right, so we'll start with Monday. I actually got kind of upset on Monday. Not upset, but I was just irritated on Monday. Because I saw everyone posting break evens and losses, and I just obviously, like today, Monday, or not today, Monday was not a good day to trade. I mean, I don't know how anyone could have possibly woken up, seen something, and then executed off of it. So Monday for me was good to ignore. We just kind of ran up. I don't think we hit anything important. We took this high over here. Not super significant to me. We didn't run into any gaps or anything. But Tuesday was significant to me. Tuesday was actually really nice in my opinion. Again, we didn't really tap into any gaps. And for me, we didn't really take any important highs, but we did take Monday highs. So this is our key level. And we actually tapped into it on London. We'll see. See what kind of entry we could have gotten here. So already on the 15-minute, I see a clean entry. Right, we have a 15-minute close. Then we have a retrace into it, perfect retrace into it. Could have entered right here. Stop loss, I don't know, maybe at this fair value gap fill. And then you could have targeted Asia lows, or maybe these lows. I just know that's probably what I would have targeted. I guess you could have gone for here too. To refine this a little bit, go on the 5-minute. Pretty much the same deal. Candles that took the high. We eventually close below them and then retrace right into it. So right here would have been an okay entry. Again, stop loss at these highs. We could have targeted low by low. So this low first, then this low, then Asia lows, then New York lows from yesterday. Tuesday, very simple, very textbook. Took previous day high, changed state of delivery, and enter on that to the downside. Now moving on to Wednesday. Before we go into Wednesday, I do want to mention this new week opening gap was paired with like 3 or 4 other high time frame PDA arrays, so this was a very attractive level to me, and I was talking about it all week, that I wanted to see this level get tapped and then a reaction off of it. If we go into the 4-hour, you can see it right here. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted us to come up, fill in log, and then go back up for some type of long. And the ironic thing is off of the reaction of this in log, all I try to do is short. And off of this candle right here, and I'll go into that in a little bit, but this level right here is really what I want to pay attention to for this week, because this is my objective. This is what I wanted to get hit, and this is what I wanted to trade off of, and I completely fucked it all up. If we look at Tuesday, it was a bit interesting because after taking previous day high, we crashed down all the way to Asia lows, and we don't really get to NWOG. We're almost there, but we don't get there. We have a little retracement going into Wednesday, and then Wednesday we see the dump down into NWOG, and the reaction comes off of it Thursday and a little bit of Friday. But if we go into Wednesday, this is when we had FOMC, and Okay, so I had to come back to my recap because I forgot exactly what my framework was for Wednesday. But we were trading in this 4 hour gap right here, and then we were also trading off of a 4 hour gap right here. I don't know, I didn't have it marked out, but you can see it. And today was also FOMC. So like trading obviously probably wasn't the best idea, and especially when we're just kind of ping ponging between these levels when we're reacting off of two high time frame levels. I think the best thing to do is just kind of sit on your hands and see what price wants to do. And eventually we come for this, this level here. We have this order block. We're close to 0.5. We have this fair value up on the daily. We have the INWOG. All of this shit is lined up, and I'm pretty sure I longed before we even got to it. I have no idea why, but yeah, I'll be back once I have a little bit more context on what I thought for this day. All right, the craziest thing is I literally say it right here that this was my point of interest, that this is my draw on liquidity, that this was a level that I wanted to trade off of. 0.5 level of this big range we're in from high to low, and this is my point of interest. This is my draw on liquidity. This is what, ultimately this is the area that I want to be hit. So I mean, I literally said it right here. Like that there could have been no other fucking, nothing could have been said, and my performance did not reflect on my draw on liquidity. Which another thing, like this is day one things that you learn. Like don't trade against your bias. If you have a key level that you're waiting to be hit that you want to trade off of, wait for it to get hit, and if it doesn't, so what? It's not a big deal. Hit, and ideally FOMC will bring us there. I don't know exactly how yet. Okay, so what I was saying here is that I wanted FOMC to bring us to this key level. And I think what was going on is I was just thinking too much about how it was going to happen. Did we want to take London highs? Before we did that, did we want to, are we just going to dump straight off of, this candle right here and do it? Or are we going to go take previous day high and do it? Like all these scenarios are running through my head on how we're going to get to the key level. And I think a big improvement I can make is just fucking waiting for it to get hit. I don't think it matters how. Okay, because the point is, I think what I was trying to do is find trades to the key level, right? And I think that's kind of counterproductive because there's not always going to be an entry to the key level. How the key level gets hit isn't super important, I think, with my strategy. My strategy is I wait for the key level to get hit, and then once it is hit, I trade off of that. And obviously, like, if there's context behind it, like if we, if there's a key level that's hit and I find a reason not to take a trade off of it, then there's probably a reason. There's probably context behind it, but that's not this case. Here I was just trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get to the key level? How are we going to do that? And it was just kind of, it was making me foggy. I wasn't thinking straight because instead of just waiting for it to get hit, if it get hit and trading off of that, I was trying to figure out, well, how are we going to hit it? And then, how can I catch a trade to it? Again, I think the most ideal thing for me would be that run above London highs, making SFT, and then just kind of go lower.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
And then Jose pops in here, but yeah, like that's not what I need to be focused on, right? The move I'm trying to catch is a reaction off the key level, not the move to the key level. Okay, so I watched a little bit more, and basically my framework was that was my DOL. Instead of taking a trade off of that key level, again, I wanted to trade to it on the way to it because that was my draw on liquidity, and that was the level that I thought I knew was going to be hit, which is why I wanted to trade to it. And I don't know, I guess I wasn't really thinking like reaction off of it. I don't know why, but I definitely should have been. See a run up above London highs, or maybe even like. Okay, now I seem to actually be wanting to buy. I'm getting on the right side. I'm thinking, okay, we tap into this, I can buy off of it, but I remember getting stopped out. I don't remember exactly why, but we'll see. Okay, so this is when we had just tapped into that gap. We had just tapped into INWOG, and I know already my mind was just buy. I wanted to buy here. As soon as we tapped into this level, I was scared that we were just going to race up, and I wanted to get my entry. And ideally, I wanted the INWOG to get filled, and once that was filled, we would also be at CE of this fair value gap. This is the level I really wanted to see get hit, but we tapped into the gap, and then if I remember correctly, I just entered long off of it after 1 minute CISD. Fuck. Yeah, I think I'm trying to map out.
I think a Walter, shut the fuck up.
Trying to map out the trade right
Walter
now.
is the reason I know what I know.
Walter would have changed that profile pic, yo.
Okay, so we're not. I don't know if we're gonna get a fill in. Okay, did ES fill it?
What, the gap?
Almost.
We barely tapped into the top of it. I want that midpoint.
Yeah, me too. Look at the weekly. Okay, but look at the monthly.
What? Yeah, not gonna lie, I feel like it all looks pretty bullish.
And we are reacting off of it. Okay, so I don't know what was going on here. I don't know what I was thinking here. I don't know what I was trying to do. I think I was just trying to map out the trade. I'm really not exactly too sure what I was trying to answer off of. And that's not good. Like, I shouldn't be looking back at my trades and not knowing what I'm entering off of.
I'm gonna wait for a good 5-minute close. I should tail off because we haven't filled the midpoint.
Huh?
I tail off because we haven't filled the midpoint yet.
Okay, right here I hesitated. Don't know why. I was afraid to set my TP. I think I tried to here. But I didn't know if this would work or not, so I just reset it. But essentially my entry was going to be on a retrace into this 1 minute candle that tapped into the gap. And now before I go on to look at this trade, I don't think this was a bad idea. Like, even looking back on it, this is not a bad idea, and there's a very strong possibility I would have taken this trade even still today. Yeah, so we're going conservative. We're going to be very conservative. I entered my buy limit here, again on this candle on this candle open. I was looking for a retrace into it. Today. I don't feel terrible about it. We filled the 4 hour, tapped into the fair value gap on the daily, tapped into INWOG, and tapped into that. I mean, yeah, the framework was there. Rejection block. I know we want that mid-level, but ES looks, I'm pretty sure ES already filled all those. So we already went to the mid-level on ES and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and then I felt better about this trade because ES had already filled it in WOG, right? So I was expecting ES to start coming up and then NQ to follow. Yep. Look at ES. Look at the rejection block on ES on the daily.
Yeah.
We already went there. I don't know if I'm going to get this entry. Okay, and this is me getting scared. This is me, I don't know if I'm going to get my entry. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Like, this wasn't me just saying, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get this entry. Like, I was trying to play it off casual, but this is me saying, I want my entry, and I think I'm going to try and maybe get another one. I wonder if I'd be safe buying here. Because I wanted to buy here.
If you get that entry down there, you should be good.
And Jose literally told me, if you get this entry, you should be good. Just wait for that entry. I think I'm just going to wait on it, because if I enter now, then my risk is just going to be...
Yeah, that'd be a good risk. If you enter right now.
But if we get it closed above this high, then I doubt that my limit's going to get hit. I think I might enter on this close, to be honest.
Yeah.
Something else I could have done here was enter on just the close. Once we close above this candle, so right here, I could have entered on this. Right here, stop loss at this low, and then target maybe the fill is for value gap. Yeah, see, this is just horrible. Now I'm buying in the middle of the range, right? I mean, a retracement is likely to occur. Come down, stop me out, go back to TP. Like, this is... I just wasn't thinking here. Simple as that. It's actually the same risk. Literally the same risk. It's actually better risk. Just slightly less profit. That's okay though. See, I'm adjusting everything here, trying to make sure that this fucking trade gets hit. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what I'm doing here. Now I'm in. And what happens? We're trading into a 5-minute gap, and we're also at 50% of this dump here. Like, yeah, honestly, like there again, there's just no words for this. Like there's no magical way to put, you know, how to improve on this. This is just shit I need to avoid right here. I was literally just chasing price. I'm out. I don't know, for me the only thing I have to support being bearish right now is this 5-minute gap. And that's not enough. I mean, if you look
No,
at
that's why I don't think we're bearish. I just think that we just haven't filled enough of the bullish part.
if you look at the 4-hour and if you look at the hourly, bro, I mean it's lining up pretty. Another thing, the 4-hour had 2.5 hours on it. That's plenty of time to come back, fill this gap a little bit more, and then pop back up. Right? I'm trading PM session. I don't know how that shit works. I've never traded PM before, so that's something I definitely should have waited for. Pretty well for us to go higher.
That's why, yeah.
Might re-enter, maybe. I don't really want to, but we'll see.
It just depends. If it looks clean and it actually has a better reaction, then yeah.
I mean, we don't hit my initial entry, but we get very, very, very close to it. Yeah, of course.
Fucking Apex didn't want to fill my order, but thankfully they didn't. I don't know how to fix that though. Like, why do they just fucking reject my idea?
I don't know. It's fucking retarded though.
That's why I hate using fucking Trade-Evade, but they don't have the option to connect to the trading view. I have to trade on the Trade-Evade system.
I mean, I feel like at this point I was just confused. I didn't really know what to do, what not to do. You know, I got stopped out. That was messing with me. I wanted to try and make my money back. I didn't know how. You know, it was just the mindset from losing. Obviously, was not a good thing. I should have walked away or done something to reset. When I started looking for sales like an idiot, I just don't know what I was doing. There's just nothing. Now I'm trying to buy again because I see we're about to go up.
No, don't. I'd rather not risk it, but I just feel like we're slowly gonna bullshit just to up to those highs. Not in a safe manner.
Most likely not, no. And again, the reason I lost first time, I'm buying in the middle of the range. My stop loss is extremely tight. I'm most likely going to get hit. And we're extremely close to my initial target. The move was to enter around here somewhere. Even here. Stop loss down here. TP at these highs or this fair value gap fill. I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. Chasing price. Oh my god, and then I re-enter on this 5-minute close. I remember this bullshit, oh my god. Pretty sure I just immediately get wrecked here. Yeah. I moved my stop, it's crazy. Alright, so just to go over a recap for today. I took 2 losses. Just horrible. I mean, just horrible performance, especially with that second trade. Like, the first one made sense. You know, the first one was... I feel like it was definitely there. You know, my entry was still a little wonky, and there are things that I definitely could have done better, but the second one was just atrocious. I think the second one is what I really need to avoid. I can get away with the first one. You know, I could have just took that and gone into the next day, but that second trade was just horrible performance. And then if we go back to Wednesday, this is where I was trying to buy from right here. These 2 candles, and you kind of want to review it just to see if I could have entered better. To be honest, this is tricky because once we react off of this gap, I feel like I definitely would have entered on the 1 minute, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know where I would have entered today. It's very messy, so I mean, if that's the case, I honestly just shouldn't have entered if it wasn't obvious for me. But looking back at Wednesday, we actually come down after this little move up and then fill the rest of the in-log. And then we start coming back up on Thursday. Thursday, I took another 2 losses because I was trying to short, and today I was just completely on the wrong side of the market. First of all, I was trying to short after we were reacting off of this level, and I'm pretty sure in my recap, which I'm going to edit today, I'm pretty sure I even said that I didn't feel too comfortable shorting after we're reacting off of this key level here, multiple key levels here. I didn't really want to short off that, and then as soon as we took previous day high, all that went out the window, and I was immediately looking for shorts. And let's see here. Yeah, after we take the high, 930 dumps, and then I try and enter onto a retracement. And again, like, this is a tricky day because I feel like, you know, the idea was there. We took previous day low, you know, we dump a little bit, and even maybe with a correct entry, this would have hit. But I tried to sell right here on this candle, I believe. I tried to sell right here for an expansion down, and we just went up and up and up. And as we were going up and up and up, I was trying to sell more and more because I thought we were going to keep going down, and we just went up and up and up. Another thing to mention here, 930, what does it do? We smash down to lows, right? And yes, we can smash down and continue, but we smash down to lows. Usually that's going to indicate you want to go higher. You know, 930 opens up, we go and smash highs, we're going to want to short. We go and smash lows, we're going to want to long. That's just how it is. And even though we didn't take like really important lows here, I mean, it's still the signature, you know, the signature of 930. wherever it races to, you usually want to trade in the opposing direction because that's, that initial move is manipulation. So overall, this week had some tricky days in it, but overall the structure was very simple. Monday we just kind of expand up. Tuesday, take Monday highs, dump, could have shorted here. Okay, Wednesday we tap into this end walk, this important key level here, and then I guess we could have shorted going into Thursday or longed going into Thursday, and then Thursday we expand upwards, fill this gap here, and then Friday we just kind of come down and fuck around because we have a bank holiday. So wasn't really much that went on, but I mean the structure makes sense. Boom, boom, key level, expand off of it. It was a bit later in the day, and it was FOMC, so even though it looked favorable, I think it was just best to avoid it. I think the way I could have avoided all my losses this week would have just been to avoid trading entirely. And I'm feeling good. I'm not mad. I'm not upset or angry or anything. I'm gonna go into the next week with a clear mind and better performance. So it's gonna be a recap for this week. Just wanted to go over that because I definitely felt like I needed to. Okay, so I'm just editing Thursday's recap, and oh my god, dude, holy shit, it is horrendous. What I was doing was just horrendous, dude. I took 3 trades, the first 2 lost, and then the third one was just pure luck. I mean, there's definitely a few things I need to improve on, but I think the main thing was just I was just confusing myself. I was just trying to go into every day and know exactly what was happening, and I feel like I just need to wait for the key level to be hit. I refined the model a bit. If it'll fucking load. Wait for important key level to be tapped into. This can be high a day or low a day, a session high or low, or a 15-minute, 1 hour, or 4 hour daily fair value gap. If one of these levels isn't tapped, you don't trade. This is like pretty much as far as I need to go for every day. I do not need to be confusing myself and trying to guess every fucking candle. I just need to wait for my key level to get hit, and if that's the only time I'm interested in trading, then why the fuck else would I care unless that key level is hit? So pay attention to the candle that stabs a higher low. Does it look to continue or reverse? On your entry time frame, look for a candle closure above or below the candle that took the higher low. Enter on a closure or a retrace. So ever since I had this account, I really haven't been following a model. I'd say it's just kind of been, oh yeah, I trade ICT, liquidity sweep, and then, closure on the fucking candle. But I haven't been specific enough with the model. I've been trying to be too specific with what we're going to do exactly throughout the day, and I'm just overcomplicating it, confusing myself, and then I'm entering stupid trades, and then I lose, and then I want to revenge trade to make my money back, and it's just a cycle that I'm getting caught up in that I feel like everyone has gotten caught up in, and it's just one of those learning periods, and I will get through it. A lot of reflection from this week, and a lot was learned. So I think Thursday is a really good day to learn from. Really, really good example of what not to do, especially when you lose a trade. So yeah, I'm gonna go into next week and do as good as I can.